Good to see everybody who's coming on. Um, if you are car shopping now, who's car shopping right now? Type me or type right now. Or if you're car shopping in the next 12 months, type me in the comments. If you are car shopping now or in the next 12 months, type me in the comments. We're getting ready to talk about money. We're getting ready to talk about some big money you need to know, especially if you're getting a loan. Anybody who's car shopping with a loan, uh, um, type an L. I want to talk to you about a strategy that you're going to use to put banks, credit unions, and dealers against each other. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Come on in and let me know where you're at. I like to know where my people are at as I'm talking to you. Let's do a quick roll call, and then we'll get ready for some serious Q&A. But I'm going to show y'all how to do this strategy. I call it the bank bidding war, where you're going to put banks, credit unions, and dealers against each other to find out who has the best rate. Okay? It's called the bank bidding war. So come on in. Let me see where we at today. We got Cali in the house. I see Colorado in the house, Pennsylvania, Georgia in the house. I see you. What's going on? I see you, New Jersey. I see you, Chicago. I see you, um, Jacksonville, Florida. Um, Toronto, Canada is in the house. Good to see you. Come on in. I'm trying to see everybody. Florida, Georgia. Uh, I think I see a state, Connecticut, New York City, Boston. Great to see you. Let's go. Come on in. I see you. Let's go. Stay very active in the chat. If you ever been on a live with me, I like the dialogue. You got to stay close to the keyboard. Okay. So I want y'all to get your questions ready. Start typing them. Just start typing them. Start typing your questions. My new book, it's a digital book. It's called Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. It is officially out. So thank God we've been able to bring this book to you guys, been able to bring it to the world. It's already rated 4.94 on goodreads.com. We got 31 reviews. So everybody, while you're watching, you can get a copy immediately for 75% off as part of our book launch. So all you do to get yours, you won't leave the broadcast, is go to my TikTok bio or go to my Instagram bio. If you're on Instagram, click the link and get your copy. You'll see a button there when you click the link that says 75% off. And if you're on YouTube or if you're on Facebook, scan the QR code or go to deshawnsbook.com. Get your book 75% off as part of our book launch. All right. And make sure you review it. I love the reviews. Thank you to everybody who's reviewed it. All right. Do they all have to run your credit or is it a separate hit? Nope. When you do this right, we're talking about what I call the bank bidding war. Who's ever wondered if they really got the best rate? Be honest. Who's ever wondered if you've ever got the best rate? Can y'all shoot the likes up on TikTok? Just keep tapping the screen. We already running the likes up. What I'm about to tell y'all is how you never wonder. Okay? Bids. We got to go from dealing with one person to getting bids. And here's how it works. There's something called the rate window. The rate window is a particular period of time where the credit bureaus allow me, to have multiple banks and lenders access our credit to give us a loan. Within a certain period of time, it's only going to weigh on our score like one hard inquiry. So if you have successfully if you've successfully shopped your rate, you've gotten 10, 15, 5, 20 banks to run your credit so that they can give you their best loan offer, but you're doing it within that window. So here's how you do it. You don't go into dealerships and just let them run your credit. What you do is you're going to go find your car. And once you find your car, you are going to lock up your car and you are going to then allow banks and credit unions to access your credit. See, there's banks and credit unions are playing a game right now. They're playing a game with us. But we got to know what this game is. They want to throw around these pre-approvals, but they're really, most of them are restricted pre-approvals. Restricted pre-approvals, which you never want to use, are pre-approvals that tell you who you can shop with, that tell you go shop here. Give you an example. Capital One Navigator may say, well, you're approved, but you have to deal with our dealer network. We don't want to deal with a dealer network. I see y'all running the lights up on TikTok. Could everybody hit the share button and share this with one person? I guarantee they will thank you. Guarantee they'll thank you. So shout out to the sharers. So when we don't ever want to, the whole purpose of getting a pre-approval or even really getting your best deal on a car comes from when you can shop wherever you want to shop. It's like ShopRite. You walk into ShopRite and they say, oh, you can only shop here. You can't check Stop and Shop, can't check Publix, can't check anywhere else. You only can shop here. Well, what if y'all overcharging? Then that's the same thing when we deal with some of these restricted pre-approvals. Carvana, they'll pre-approve you and say you're pre-approved to shop with Carvana. So our competition, oh no, we ain't gonna let you shop with them. We don't pre-approve you for that. Same thing with CarMax. Same thing with all of these websites that tie you to a particular place for you to shop. We don't want that. Okay. And so you can't depend on any of those things. Here's what you do. You can Google, because the only purpose of getting a pre-approval is for budgeting. And for those of y'all who are connected to me, I actually am going to release a calculator I created. It's called the Perfect Budget Calculator. It's an online like software, and I'm actually going to release that to y'all in a couple days. So if you are not subscribed, if you're not subscribed on YouTube, if you're not on my email list, if you're not connected to this community, you are going to miss it when I release this in a couple days. It's going to be absolutely free. It's something that our members use inside Cars from Home University. It's something that you'll see inside my book if you have it. It's called the Perfect Budget Calculator. So the reason why you get pre-approved is so you can budget. Just like with a house. You go get pre-approved and then you go find your house. You don't know how much you can spend until you get pre-approved. But the games that these banks and credit unions are playing, y'all, is they're trying not to give us a pre-approval. They're really trying to get a hard pull and get us locked into a loan with them. That's really what they're trying to do. Some of you, have any of you ever tried to get a pre-approval and they told you we need the car first? Right? Has anybody ever tried to get a pre-approval and the bank or credit union said we need to know the specific car to pre-approve you? Right? Orlando said, yep. Tracy said, yeah. So think about how backwards that is. That's like if any of you own a home, you know, when you go to get pre-approved for your mortgage, that'd be like them telling you go find a house and then come back and get pre-approved. Well, that doesn't make sense. But with cars, that's what they're trying to pull. So we don't ever want, remember this, y'all. Remember this as long as you remember anything. Never let someone access our credit until we've already found our car. See, if you stick to that rule, then you're never going to open up the rate window, because the minute you find your car, that's when we go into the shopping part. That's when you find your car, you lock up your best deal, you are bringing that paperwork home. That's called a buyer's order. You're going to bring that thing home and you're going to call your bank, call your credit union. You're going to go online, type in auto loans online. Lightstream is a company called Lightstream. It's Community Credit Union. Any of these people you can find online, it's game time. It is time for them to bid, and you'll already have your car, so there won't be anything stopping you. So you're gonna let all the banks, credit unions that you know run your credit when you get home with your buyer's order, which means your car is already sitting there waiting at the dealership. This is very important, y'all. This is like baking a cake, but you don't put the frosting into the mix. You don't put the frosting in the cake mix. It comes at a certain state, at a certain step. The frosting is this step. If you do something in the wrong order, you mess it up. You must wait until after you get your deal. No one has touched your credit. I got my car. I'm going to take it home. I'll call y'all tomorrow, dealership, because I'm going to call my bank, my credit union, and I'm going to let some online, and I'm going to shop for my financing. And then I'll let you know, this is the part two, that a lot of you will sometimes skip. But don't skip this because this is your money. After you get the deal, after you get your bank, your credit union, the online credit union's rate, now we are calling the dealership and we are saying to the finance manager, hey, Mr. Finance Manager, Mrs. Finance Manager, good news. So I got 6.29 from my bank, my credit union, from whoever gave it to you. But if you guys can beat it, I'll give you the business. This is how you win. Some of you may have heard dealers are not giving y'all the best prices because you don't want to give them your financing. Who's heard that? Now, some of them are scum. Some of them are scams. That's why we always have multiple options. But sometimes if you say to them, I will give you the opportunity to see if you could beat my bank. That is what you want. Dealerships got 10 banks, y'all, 7 banks, 15 banks. It's a whole different conversation when they're calling their banks to try to beat what you got versus how you may have dealt with them in the past. You probably went to them in the past and said, all right, just let me know what rate you could get. Now, when they talk to their banks, here's the question. What's the highest rate we could give them? That's what the question is for most people car shopping. The question that it's going to be now when you do this is, can we find a bank that can beat what they got? It's different when they're trying to beat what you have versus you just telling them, all right, let me know the best you could do. And what you'll find most times is these dealers have leverage. They can call a bank and say, look, I need you to give me 5.9. They already got 6.2 from their bank. I need 5.49. They can call and they give these banks millions of dollars in business. But when you do this, now you're going to leave with what I call price assurance. This is what you want. Who wants to guarantee that I paid less than everyone else? Don't you want to guarantee that when I make a car deal, I paid the lowest price for everything that I could have paid? Isn't that what we want? We want to guarantee I paid the lowest price for everything. That's what you do. You now get your own financing, get those offers. You give the dealer a chance to beat it. So you might think the dealer the bank that wins your offer wins, but the dealer might call you and say, "Good news, I even beat that. I got you a half a point less. That'll save you money, depending on how much your loan is. That could be thousands." This is how you shop, and this is how you come home with your car and know that I got the best price for the car, I got the best interest rate on the market, and it's no questions in my mind. That's how you do the bank bidding war. Okay? It must be done correctly. And at the end of that period, when that rate window closes, the effect on our credit score is the same as one hard inquiry. That is when you know you've done it correctly, but no one can access your credit before that. If you let them access your credit before that, you're lost because you've already started the clock ticking. All right. Jason said, I got the program and going through it now. It makes car shopping easier and you don't have to sit at the dealership. So Jason's in my program, Cars from Home University, where I have all videos and everything. Thank you, Jason. The same information that's in Cars from Home University is in my book, Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. So you can download your copy now, 75% off while we're on here. Anybody who wants their copy, use it. If you are in the market, use it. Get it at 75%. $97 is still a great value for the book because of how much money it's going to save you. But 75% off, that is even better. So go there, grab your copy. It's in my TikTok bio and my Instagram bio. You can go to deshonsbook.com or you can scan the QR code. Okay, can you talk about leasing and getting the best deal? I keep missing that part. Whenever whenever it comes to leasing and getting the best deal on a lease, it comes through multiple offers. You have to show yourself how much the dealers are trying to make on you. The only way for you to see that is for you to look at multiple offers. You're going to see, here's when you know you've done it right. You pick out a car. If you get a price offer for that car, always get it with first month's payment only, out of pocket, no down payment. First month's payment out of pocket, 12,000 miles per year. You can switch this later. Once you find the best offer, you can adjust your mileage. But when we're shopping, we want to shop with average miles so we can judge the deal. So you're going to do first month's payment. You're going to do, and then you're going to divide, once you get the quote, you're going to divide the MSRP. You're going to divide the payment rather into the MSRP. And that's going to give you a number. So if you divide, for instance, 500 is the payment, the MSRP, let's say, is $40,000. 500 divided by $40,000 is 0.0125. Excuse me. The lower that number, the better. If it's 1%, it's a steal. If it's between 1 and 1.5%, that's a deal. But you don't know what your deal is going to be. If it's over 1.5%, then it's just we don't lease those cars. We don't lease cars with bad lease programs. We don't pay over 1.5% because percentage-wise, we're paying too much for a car that we're giving back. So we don't want to pay. We have to be, it has to be a threshold. And I created the 1.5% rule for everyone to know. Once I pay above 1.5%, I'm paying too much for a car that I'm going to be giving back in 3 years. It's no value in that lease anymore. So when you do that, you're going to call, if you do it manually, which means you're not working with me, I can't really tell you exact, because when you use my way, you're using my scripts. Everyone who shops my way, if it's in my book, it has my scripts. And what I'm saying in those scripts is telling them what we want. Our first contact, everything is done on a computer. If you're going to do it manually, then you would just call a sales manager and you would get quotes. If I didn't know how to do it, I would just call sales managers and say, hey, I just came from this dealership. I'm looking at this car. Can you give me an offer? I'll give you all the details. And because you have to get at least 5 offers for you to see how much people are trying to overcharge you. Because if you've done it right, y'all, there's going to be a $3,000 to $5,000 swing between the best offer and the worst offer. At minimum, which means you're going to see some people that want $500 a month for the vehicle and some people that's quoting you $650 a month for the same vehicle. They're going to be like, that's my best deal, $650. And you're going to be like, wow, there's another deal that's at $500. So all that thinking people was the same price, absolutely, no, they're not. No way. No way. Every dealer has a different price. Almost every dealer, unless they're owned by the same people and they're like price fixing, they almost all of them have a different price that they're going to offer you. So the key is sorting for the best offer. I like to do it all online without speaking to anybody. If you want to do it manually, online requires you know what to say. Your dealerships are trained for people who are trying to get deals and trying to save money online. Online has been around since 2005, 6, 7. This isn't new. They've had chances to train people to make sure that they're not letting people just save thousands and thousands of dollars online. So they're going to make it hard, which is why we have to know what to say. If they say, hey, can we get you on the phone? You know, who's heard that before when you try to shop online? Hey, can we just get your phone number and we can talk? It's a lot easier. Hit the like button if you've heard that. Or what about, as soon as you get on the phone with a dealership, y'all, what's the first question that they ask when they find out you're interested in a car? What's the first thing that they're going to ask you? Let's see, we got hundreds of people on here from every platform. What is the first question? Let me see how common and predictable this is. What does the dealership, from the moment you get on the phone with them, what are they asking you? Okay, I see. What's your credit score? Yep, they're gonna, yep. But I'm looking for, come in. Exactly. How about, exactly. When can you come in? When can you come in? So we got to know what to say. We got to know. I have a response for all of that. Your response for that would be, hey, I'm actually doing all my shopping from home. I'm talking to a couple of local dealers to make sure I get the best offer. And then you always end with a question. Will you do you have what I'm looking for? Do you have the car that I'm looking for? We need to let them know what car we're looking for, and then we get the offer for it. But you have to be able to, every time somebody tries to get you to go back to shopping the old way, which is coming in, which is going back and forth with them, you have to continually stay on the game of, this is what I'm doing. I'm shopping from home. It's 2024. I can do that. Plenty of dealers are going to make it easy for me to do that. And that's what I'm doing. And and then you'll reveal. You'll see things about most dealers that are going to be like, wow, they're out of control. But you're also going to see the 20% of dealers who are the people you want to do business with. Honest people. They win. They don't mind competing. They don't mind beating their competition with a better price. This is who we deal with. Let's see. I'm not a car person. I like buying I like buying cars that'll last 10 years. Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing. That's a great thing. I told you on the earlier hour when we talked, if you're buying a car, it should be long term. Nobody should be buying a car for a short term. You just shouldn't be doing it. You're losing too much money in depreciation and you're not getting that value back. You pay 15, 20 grand for a car, you're trying to get out of it in 3 years, 4 years. God forbid you pay more, 30 grand, 40 grand. You're not getting that. All that money you're paying, you're losing. You notice how you're never happy when they tell you what your car is worth? You're never happy. When the dealer says, look, yeah, well, your car's worth about 19. That's it? That's all. Man, are you kidding me? Why? Because you put all this money into the car and you're trying to get some back now. You know that car was 40 grand. You know you've been paying on it for years. You know all of this. So the reason why this is happening is because you don't understand leasing in the short term. But anytime you're purchasing, it should be long term. 8, 10 years. It's the only way you're going to make the money back. It's the only way somebody who's leasing is not killing you. Because people who are leasing, getting great lease deals, they're paying pennies for the cars that we drive. We're paying hundreds of dollars less than somebody who's buying every month. What's a good affordable car to buy less than 20 grand? This really depends. It depends on what you're going to need. First thing you got to assess is, what are your needs? Because the biggest thing you pay for is size. You pay for size. So the bigger the car you need, here's what y'all remember if money starts to get tight. If y'all are ever looking at a car and money's tight, I remember when I was at Mercedes, somebody would walk into the dealership, they're looking at an SUV, 3 rows, and they're like, oh, I got a big family. I got all these kids, I need the room, right? So then we start looking at the price and we see that the vehicle's out of their price range. And, even the best deal is still out of their price range. Now they go to make a decision and they're like, well, what about the smaller Mercedes truck? And they want to look at the one with 2 rows now. Now, the reason I stop them is because they're about to get a car that takes care of their wants, but not their needs. Didn't you tell me you had 3 kids, you need 3 rows? Yeah, I really do, man. So 2 rows wouldn't work for you. So don't look at 2 rows. See, when we are getting cars, we can't take out stuff that is a need. And the biggest need is size. So you got to make sure. So I always tell you, get the smallest car you can buy. Because when you don't need a big car, you can save money by getting a small car. A Hyundai Elantra is less expensive than a Hyundai Sonata. Why? Because it's smaller. So the big SUVs, you could get a big, huge SUV, no leather, no nothing, no features, base engine. It's still going to be more than a maybe decked out version of a car. Why? Because it's bigger. So if you're building, don't go crazy with size. If you're rebuilding credit, don't go crazy with size. If budget is tight, get the smallest you can. Then you go to amenities. Go to amenities next. Leather. Do I need leather? Do I need all of these features? Do I need it to have all of this technology in it? You're paying for that. So so Alicia, you're asking what's the best way to get the best car under 20 grand? It depends on what car you need. If you tell me, Deshaun, I need point A to point B transportation, well, there's a lot of cars you could get under 20 grand. If you tell me, Deshaun, I need point A to point B transportation, but I need a 3-row SUV, well, now there's a few cars under 20 grand. If you tell me, Deshaun, I need a big car with a big SUV and it has to have leather and it has to be all of this under 20 grand, then that's fewer cars. And then the other categories are besides size and amenities, we pay for power, we pay for class, and we pay for exclusivity. So if you say, Deshaun, I need a big SUV and I want all the leather and all the features and I want the big engine in it, the 400, 500 horsepower engine, and I want to fund it. Well, there's even fewer options because you're not able to. You're building up everything that you pay for in a car. You checking everything. I want everything. So you got to know where to sacrifice. Some people, class is going to be your sacrifice. Watch this, Deshaun. I could do a big SUV, but I want a Mercedes, or hey, I want a Lexus. That's different than Chevy. You could get a big SUV with leather, Chevrolet. That same SUV, same size with Mercedes is more money. Class. So you got to know what to take out. Last thing is exclusivity. I want a car nobody else has. You get taxed for that. You're going to pay a lot of money for that. I want the Hellcat, the Demon, whatever it is, whatever that, I'm getting this vehicle, nobody has it, you pay for that. So when it's time, when you're searching, Alicia, you got to say to yourself, what are my needs? And then what are my wants? If my wants might be leather and all that. My needs is I need an SUV. My needs are I need something with a hatchback because I use the back of the truck. I need whatever. Because you don't want to go and get a vehicle that has a bunch of wants that you didn't need, and now you had to get an older one. $20,000 is a decent budget. But if you go trying to get every single thing that you could get in a car, in a big car, and leather and fancy, and look, now you're gonna end up getting one with 80, 90,000 miles, and it's just gonna be a bad. It's just I don't want you to do that. I would prefer you not to do that. Not a good way. So assess your needs, get the smallest car you can, get what covers your needs. And if you need help purchasing it, you can use my videos. You can get my book. It's 75% off. Go to Deshaun'sBook.com, download your copy right now, start using it. I'll teach you how to get the most for your money. That is what I do. Let's see. Shout out to everybody on it. We tied in. I love this. This is we just now getting into streaming on multiple platforms. So we on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at once. I love it. I'm looking for a used Toyota. Could everybody share the broadcast? If you are not following me, if this is your first time seeing me, I would invite you to follow. If this is the type of stuff you're into, if you're into really financial literacy, not everyone is, but if you are into watching your money, protecting your money, making sure that all the money that's supposed to stay in your household stays in it, then definitely I welcome you to subscribe to us on YouTube, hit the sub button, and follow us on whatever social media platform you're on. Okay, I'm looking for a 7-seater, but want to pay less than $600 a month. So you start with now 7-seater. Now look at those other things that I mentioned. Do we need all those things? Because you could go 7-seater. You would say, what's the least expensive 7-seater out there? You would look at 7-seaters, in the 30. You look at them brand new, and you say, okay, can I afford a brand new one? If you're not keeping 8 years, you stretch your budget a lot more by learning how to get great lease deals. If you're not keeping 8 years and you're like, Deshaun, I'm not leasing, you're losing money. It might take you a while to accept that, but I'm never going to stop saying it. So I'll be saying that until you get it or don't get it. And hopefully at some point you get it. Your children will get it. because most people are, children now in this generation are a little bit more open to questioning bad advice, and not leasing ever is some of the worst car advice that people have gotten. And if you're not keeping your cars 8 years, you must learn how to get great lease deals, because you're going to save thousands of dollars. Like, so much more money is going to stay in your household. So what you would do is you need to decide whether you're going to lease or buy. That's always the first. My book is called 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. Car shopping, for people that hate car shopping, 7 steps to saving time, money, and avoiding dealerships. What's step one, y'all? Step one is lease or buy, because lease or buy is the foundation of our car deal. If you see this young lady here on that I'm showing on you can't see her on TikTok, but all other platforms you can see her. You can see she got a 54,000. Her name is Taupe. She's in our Cars from Home University group. We share all our car deals all around the country. She got a BMW i4 eDrive. It's a $54,000 vehicle, $54,750. Her best lease price on it was $690 a month. So y'all are aware, that same vehicle, if she purchased it with no money down, just like she did this, no money down, we're not talking about putting money down. That's a whole different. When you don't put money down, it's easy for you to judge your deals. Stop putting money. When you learn from me, you're going to stop judging your deals with money down, because the money down doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the deal. So to purchase this same exact vehicle that Taupe got, $54,000, that's an $1,100 a month car payment. Every $5,000, if y'all remember, is $100 a month. Every $5,000 you borrow. So if you're looking at a car that's $5,000, figure that's $100 a month for 5 years. If you're looking at a car that's $10,000, $200 a month for 5 years. $20,000, $400 a month for 5 years. Remember that rule. Every 5,000 is $100 a month. So for a $54,000 vehicle, her payment would be $1,100 a month. Yet she's leaving with a $690 payment. You see how hard it is for her to get in trouble? So this is why, if she had chose to purchase, let's just say she's working with me, she's reading my stuff, she's learning from me, and she said, Deshaun, I'm not keeping my car, but I'm going to purchase. I know I'm not keeping the 8-year rule, but I'm not going to keep, but I'm going to purchase. Even if I helped her and showed her how to save thousands of dollars off this car, thank you, Evan, that is still going to be $1,000 a month, $1,100 a month with no money down. It doesn't matter. Like, she can go from 1,000 to, we saved $5,000 off the price of the car. Now you can go from 1,100 to 1,000. Doesn't matter. Now, if I was purchasing this car and I saved $5,000, okay, that's my best offer. That's good. But the reason why leasing versus buying must be the first step is because it's the foundation of affordability. $690 is the best lease price she got. The best purchase price will be nowhere near that. So if your deal is not on the right foundation, if you're not leasing when you should be leasing and purchasing when you should be purchasing, then there's no deal. There's no deal. You're overpaying. So that's the first step. All right, that's always the first step. Before you think about what you want to spend, you must decide, am I going to lease or purchase? And how you decide that is just ask yourself, am I going to keep the car 8 years or not? That's it. Okay, all in my book, by the way. Everybody who doesn't want to remember, Deshaun, I don't want to have to worry about remembering this. Okay, then get your book, go to Deshaun'sBook.com, get your 75% off. Let me know, make sure the price is showing 75% off, not the normal $97 price. You can scan the QR code. You could go to my Instagram bio, click that website. You can go to my TikTok bio, click that website, and you can download your copy if you want all the information in one spot. Soder said, can you do a simulation of how you would lease a Mazda CX-90? Well, I would figure out what I want. I'm going to check the car first. I'm going to check the car, go to Google, I'm assuming you're talking about, well, if he's leasing, he is talking about a new one because you could only lease a new car. Okay. The link, Evan, is in my TikTok bio. It's in my TikTok bio. So I'm going to hold on one second. Hold on. Let me get back on TikTok. Okay, so when we're leasing, if we don't have any other cars to sell, we don't have a lease that's coming due. If you have a lease that's coming due, we got to check our equity. But let's say we don't. Let's just say we want to lease a fresh car. We're going to check the car, check the initial quality, make sure it's not a bad car. There are some new cars out here that are horrible cars. So we're going to go to Google. And when we go to Google, we're going to type in the name of the car, and we're going to type in initial quality. As y'all come on to TikTok, could y'all just light up the lights, keep tapping the screen? I appreciate y'all running the lights up. Because y'all, again, we don't want to do little stuff that ruins our deal. Like I said earlier, if you save a lot of money on a purchase, but you didn't lease, had you leased, you would have saved $300 more a month. Then that wasn't a good deal. You messed up. Same thing if I get a great deal on a lease, but my car is always in the shop. Every 90 days, it's a problem with this car. What's up with it? That we don't want that. And these things can be avoided if you just go to Google and make sure you're not looking at a bad car. Okay. Now, once you do that, now you move on to the step of, all right, it's a good car, it checks out, we got to build it. We go and we build it out because we need to know all the features that come in the car. Sometimes some of y'all actually want a feature that you don't know is available in the car because you didn't go build it. But you got to go build it so that you can decide what you want in it, what you need. Wants versus needs are very important. Needs might be, I need the navigation. Wants might be, I want the big sunroof. I'm good with a regular sunroof too, but I want the big one. I could take the big one. Here's why this is important. When we reach out to dealers, now we're talking to them and we're letting them know what we can. We want dealers looking and saying, do I have any vehicles that match this? Okay, he's looking at a 2024 Mazda CX-5. He said, always give him all your color choices. He said he's open to black, white, or gray. Perfect. He said he wants this trim level, sport. And he said, okay, I must have the navigation. I'm good with a sunroof or I'm good with panorama sunroof. It doesn't matter. This is why this is important. When they hang up, when they look at that on the computer, they go and they look in their inventory and they see what they have and they're looking for a match. If you only gave them two limited options, if you only didn't pick out, now they like, hey, well, do you want the sunroof? Do you need the sunroof? So we got to give them everything we want. That's why we build that car out. And once we give them everything we want, we do this online. We literally, in my book, it's $24 at 75% off. You go download your copy, you'll see this is how I do it. I like to send you to the website because you don't have to talk to anybody. Who wants to save money without talking to anybody? Type a $ in the comment box. If you want to save money without talking to anybody, if you want to be able to say, man, I'm saving thousands of dollars, and who's a bad negotiator? Type bad in the comments. Be honest. If you consider yourself, if you be honest and say, I'm a bad negotiator, type me or type bad. This will work for you because you don't have to talk to anybody. Even if you're going to do what I said earlier, if y'all not going to use the book, if you're not going to get the book and use it, then you can call sales managers. That's going to take a little bit more time, and you got to remember what you want, and then you got to be telling them all the information they're going to need. They're going to need to know where you work at because they can't give you the rebates. They don't know if you qualify for any rebates until after they know where you work. They don't know whether you qualify for any rebate until until they know what cars we have in our household. Like I got an Infinity truck. Sometimes they'll give a rebate because you have a competitor brand. You get $1,000, $1,500, whatever it is. So everything, I have this template where you just fill this in. So when you're shopping for a lease or a new car, it has everything that you need there. This is what a dealer must know in order to give us an offer. Okay, could y'all keep lighting up the likes on TikTok, tapping the screen? I appreciate it. I see the likes going up, and I appreciate it. We letting them know, letting TikTok know we changing lives here. We want to set people free financially, but that's what's necessary. Like I'm letting them know what I want, and then I'm doing it with multiple dealers. In the book, I teach you something called the 25 to 5 strategy. That's something y'all gonna hear me talk about a lot. That's where we connect with 25 dealers to get 5 offers. 25 dealers to get 5 offers. And what you'll love about doing it this way, you don't really hear, oh, we don't have that color, or we don't have that. See, when you're talking to one dealer or 2 dealers, you're going to hear that. You're visiting one dealer or 2 dealers, oh, we don't really have that color. No, we don't have the car exactly like you want it, right? Who's heard that? And then they'll tell you, oh, well, the supply is limited. And they'll tell you, hold on one second, y'all. So they'll tell you that inventory is limited. Yeah, they'll tell you that inventory is limited, but that's just because that's just the places you're shopping at is limited. The places you're shopping at is limited. When we shop out of 25 dealers, we're shopping out of 25 dealers inventory. So yeah, I'm talking to 2 of y'all. Maybe neither one of y'all have what I want. But when I'm talking to 25 of you, maybe 10 of you have what I want. That's why it's called the 25 to 5 strategy. You're going to connect with 25 dealers online, right at your computer, and that's going to lead to 5 offers. And when you see how different those offers are, you'll see why it's important to shop multiple offers. Those offers are going to be about $3,000 to $5,000 different from each other. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Look at there was a young lady who just got a Maserati and she saved $20,000 off the Maserati. She said her best offer was $20,000 off. Matter of fact, if y'all need to see that, just type Maserati. If y'all don't believe me, if you believe me, then we ain't got to do it. But if y'all want to see that, then I'll show y'all. She just got a Maserati 2 weeks ago. So imagine if she didn't shop multiple offers, she might have had one dealer taking off $3,000, thinking, oh, that seems like a good deal. Another dealer taking off $5,000. Oh, that seems like a good deal. You shop multiple offers, and then you see where the bottom is. Oh, wait, hold on. They said they can't hear me on TikTok. Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me? How are we on TikTok now? Let me know if y'all can hear me on TikTok before we keep it going. Thank you so much for the strategies and tactics. Absolutely. Look, one thing we're gonna do here is strategies. One thing we're gonna do here is strategy. I'm just trying to see if we're back on TikTok because my headphone had went off. The salesman I've been dealing with for the last few years, for the last few leases, just became a sales manager. Will he still work with me, or will he push me off to a new salesperson? I would only get a quote from him. Hold on. Let me take this off. All right, how about now? Can y'all hear me now? Let me turn this Bluetooth off. Can y'all hear me now? Oh, it connected to my wife's headphones. All right, thank you. All right, good. Yeah, so if you've been dealing with a salesman, somebody said the salesman that they used to work with is now a sales manager. Will they still deal with you, or will they push you off to a salesperson? The only role of a salesperson is to help you pick a car, and then you go home and you get a quote from home. You get a quote from home. See, what's losing, if I could reduce it to a few activities that maybe you have been trained to do that lose you a lot of money, it's getting numbers in the dealership. It's getting numbers while you're at the dealership. If you're shopping for a new car, or if you're shopping for a new car or a lease, you should not be getting numbers at the dealership. If you're shopping for a used car, you should not be getting numbers at the dealership. All of this should be done at home, where you're in control, where you can get multiple offers. So if you go and you test drive that car, go test drive it. You could test drive it where you could call him if he used to be a salesperson, but you're only there for a test drive. You're only there to decide what you want. You're not there to buy what you want. Y'all, I think you got to get that. When you are shopping for a new car, type the gems, type the diamonds, type the gold, the light emoji, because this is a gem that you can't forget. When you are there shopping for a lease or a new car, you are in the dealership to decide what you want. You are not in the dealership to buy what you want. Y'all get that? So once you've decided that you like something, now you're coming home and you're getting offers. That's how you stay in control. That's how you save money. That's the new way to car shop. Purchasing from home, getting offers from home, where you're in control, not sitting at a salesman's desk where they can give you a price and then you don't know where they're starting at. You don't know where the first price they gave you, you don't know if it was a good price. So, the salesman can say, all right, it's $700 a month. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. Or, and then next thing you know, they get you down to 600 and you think that was a deal. Well, maybe they should have started at 600 and they were supposed to come down to 5, but they started at 7 and they came down to 6. There's no way for you to know this, especially with leases, but with any car you should be doing. Y'all are going to save more money than you've ever saved, easier shopping from home. I'm looking to lease, but I put 15,000 miles a year. That's nothing. 15,000 miles a year is slightly above average. Perfect. 25,000 miles a year wouldn't matter, because leasing isn't based on how much you're driving. I spoke about that on an earlier hour we did, where I was talking about how cars depreciate whether you buy them or lease them. You park a car outside, if it's worth $20,000 today, you go back a year later. You don't have to drive it 1 mile. Just go back a year later. Is that car worth $20,000 still? No, it's not. That's depreciation. That means you lost money. That means you lost value. That's real money. If you had a car that was worth 20 and then next year it's worth 17, you lost $3,000. That's facts. Doesn't matter whether you lease it or buy it. You pay for the usage of a car. Now, here's another kick. Let's say that same car that you got outside, you go and you drive it around this country. You put 10,000 miles on it a month, and you come back, and in a year, you got 120,000 miles on the car. It's worth even less now, right? Car is probably, if it was worth 20,000, maybe it's worth 8,000 now, right? But you own it. See, these are the people who say, oh, I like to drive as much as I want to drive. I don't want to pay for the mileage, so that's why I buy my cars. Never a reason to buy, because you lease. You're literally paying for the car. You're paying for the usage, whether you lease or buy. Here's the key: depreciation. What you're trying to avoid when you lease is taking all the depreciation hits that the owner takes when they buy a car. You lose 20% the first year, 15% the second year, 12%, 10%. You're losing value every year. Now, there comes a point in time, if those of you who keep cars a long time, where you go from losing 10%, you go from losing these high percentages every year to the point where if you keep your car long enough, you might only lose 5% a year. You might literally, the longer you keep a car, the less it depreciates later. But you have to get to the later. If you trade out of that car before you get to the later, you've lost. Because all that depreciation you just took, now you just replace the car and you go start over again. Don't do that. Trust me when I tell y'all. The more you understand leasing, and my entire step one is about leasing versus buying. In the book, everything I teach, get your book for 75% off. Make sure you get your 75% off, but you'll see step one is all about leasing versus buying, because that's the most important part of going into a car transaction. Oh man, good to see you, Texas. How many years is later? How many years is later? Remind me what we were talking about. I know I was talking about doing something later or a long time ownership later. I don't know. Let me remind me what I was talking about. If you owe on the car what the car is worth, should you trade it in and lease? So that's a great question. If you could get out and break even and you're not keeping that car 8 years, then I would get out of it immediately, because there's no benefit to me staying in it. The money that I'm going to pay for a great lease, as long as you know how to get a great lease deal, don't go from a daggone finance to either a regular lease deal or a bad lease deal. You don't want to do that. But once there's no benefit to me staying in a car that I'm not keeping. I could drive a lot better vehicle transitioning to a lease now, because the vehicle is going to be brand new, and I'm going to have a better vehicle for my money. The money's going to be better. Whatever I'm paying for this used car or this car that I'm driving, it's going to be better when I lease. It's just going to be better. Again, the only people who should own are people who are planning to pay off their cars, or people who are planning to keep their cars for a very long time, 10 years. That's who should be owning. And the people who are owning, who are thinking about keeping cars for a long time, you ain't thinking about replacing that car. You ain't thinking about when to replace it. You ain't thinking about, should I replace it? You thinking about, okay, I'm gonna pay this thing off, and then this is my car. So if you are thinking about, should I trade this car in and lease now, it's probably because you're a lease person. You're not keeping your cars 8 years, and you should be leasing anyway. So in that case, there's no benefit to you waiting. There's just no benefit to you waiting unless you have negative equity. In the book, I talk about negative equity. Some of you, you're going to have too much negative equity. You're not going to be able to transition to a lease yet. You're going to have to pay down some of the negative equity. I've had me a car 14 years now. I'm looking for a new one. There you go. Listen, definitely, that's how you get your money out of a car. 14 years, great money out of a car. I don't know if you're going to do that again. If that's your goal again, if it is, then you purchase. Oh, somebody going to comment Maserati. Want to see that Maserati deal. Hold on. Let me get it. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, she said 20. Listen, the money I be talking about, I don't talk about small money. I don't talk about small money, y'all. We are not only the only small money that we've talked about so far is the price of my book at 75% off. Like that's small money. It was actually inexpensive to begin with. I wasn't gonna make the book super expensive to begin with, but at 75% off, to download your copy now of my new book, Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping, get it for 75% off now. Go to my TikTok bio. You're not going to leave the broadcast, so you won't get kicked out. Go to my TikTok bio or go to my Instagram bio, click the picture of me, and you'll see a website there. When you click that website, you'll be able to get yours for 75% off. And you'll have everything that I teach in one spot so that you can use this stuff. Thank you, Paul. And so that you can see how much money you're going to save when you just start shopping different, and when you know where the hidden money is in your car deals. All right, so this was March 3rd. Hold on, I had to download Kimberly's picture. So check this out. Yeah. You can't see, you guys can't see it on TikTok, but I'm showing a picture on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram. This is Kimberly. Kimberly on March 3rd, not even 2 weeks ago. She picked up her Maserati. She's in our Cars from Home University. We have a video library. So we have everything I teach is available in two forms. One is the book. It's a book. It's a digital book. And then we have a video library. Now, inside the book, I link you to some of the videos in the video library. So there's probably 5 times throughout the book where I say, here, click here to watch this video where I explain it. So these are, 3-minute, 5-minute videos. So this is what she posted. She got her Maserati. Her MSRP was $91,700. She her payment's $944 a month, which is crazy. That's a $1,800 car payment. $91,000, an $1,800 car payment on a 5-year loan, maybe 16 on a 6-year loan. Oh, it's crazy. She's paying $944. And where is let me see, where is she said, I got offers. Look, 7 competitive offers. This is why it's important. This is what I was telling y'all about these multiple offers. Why does it always kick me out of Instagram? That's so weird. I always get kicked out of Instagram. I don't know if Instagram has a time limit or something. I got to see why that always happens. All right, so you can see that her offers were from 1% to 1.8%. And oh no, I know what it is. Hold on, I gotta go to her other post. It was her other post where she posted the actual deal sheet. Hold on, watch this. There we go. No, it wasn't her post when she picked up the car. Here it is. So she has this great offer, and she comes in our Facebook group. She's like, okay, how do I lock this thing up? Check this out. All right. And these are the same deals you will make. Like, you don't have to, no matter what your car you're shopping, what car you're shopping for, you'll get to the bottom. You'll know what the bottom is for. Check this out. So here it is. 91,000. This was a competing offer. This was her best offer before her true best offer. Because the dealer that ended up making her this offer didn't win the business. The dealer that was closer to her said, well, I'll beat that offer. And that's the one she ended up going with. But this one right here had an $86,961 MSRP. And look, the selling price that she got, $66,261. She's sitting at home comfortable, y'all. Talking to multiple dealers, sitting at home comfortable while dealers are bidding for her business. She's sitting up here. She said there are people that were the same time Kimberly was out here shopping for that Maserati. There's other people all around the country who are shopping for that same Maserati, and they're literally in the dealership trying to, hey, come on, man. Can you take off a couple more dollars? Come on, man. Yo, I'm already taking off $5,000 for you. Come on, man. Come on. So what if you do 7? Can we do 7? Can we do 10? Meanwhile, Kimberly's saving 20 grand while she's at home. Why? Because you have leverage. She's in control. When you use what's in my book, when you use what you're going to learn from watching my videos, you will see I want you shopping with leverage and control where you can see all these offers while you sit at home and they're bidding for your business. It's hard to make a mistake when you're sitting at home in your living room. It's hard to make a bad choice. It's hard to say the wrong thing when you're not talking to anybody. So the key is learning how to shop online properly. That's what I'm here to make sure you do. I know some of you have tried to shop online, but there's a right way and there's a wrong way. The right way gets you those kind of results. I like this, man. Thank you so much, Good Time. Yeah, IG is weird and you get kicked out if they don't know who you are. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. I got to look into that. So I'm trying to pay $287 a month. You just got to see, what does $287 a month get me? $287 a month is probably about a $13,000 loan for 5 years. Maybe about a $14,000-15,000 loan for 6 years. Maybe about a 15,000 depending on interest rate. So the question always, it's not just what we want to pay. What can we get for what we want to pay? We got to explore it. And you need to know whether you're leasing or purchasing. That continues to be skipped. That's step one. And this answer is, are you keeping the next car 8 years or not? If you call me and said, Deshaun, I'm car shopping, man, I would love your help. I want to do things the way you say do it. What's my first step? How long you keeping the car? How many years? I'm gonna keep it for about 5. All right, we leasing. Okay, perfect. What's our next step? And so on and so forth. You must have the first step handled. Leasing versus buying is step 1. It's not step 3. It's not step 2. It's step 1. If you go off the purchase and you should be leasing, you're done. You lose. Don't matter how much money you save, you lose. Because you're losing you lose. So you must know that. It's the car I want. I'm willing to keep it. Great. So then we go and we get do you have a car to sell? Step 2 in the book, equity assessment. This is where we have to take, who's traded a car in before? Type T if you've traded a car in before. If you've traded a car in before, type T. Trade it. All right. A lot of you have. I'm going to tell you something that may be shocking, right? But it's absolutely a fact. You learn it from me. If you use what I'm telling you, you'll probably never trade a car in again. Deshaun, what do you mean? We never trade cars in? I'm going to tell you why. We use a bidding system. We don't trade our cars, we sell them. We sell them to cash buyers who can look at the car and write a check immediately. These are our Carvanas of the world. These are our Driveways. These are our CarMaxes. These are our Auto Nations. These are Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer. This is the equity assessment. A lot of times we're losing money in so many places. It's like money leaking out of our car deals in so many places. This is another one of them. We are not trading our car in because, let me ask you a question. When have you ever got the most something was worth trading it? When have you ever, we've never traded anything and gotten the most it was worth, right? We literally, if I sit here and I say, hey, I'll trade you this phone for your bike, one of us is taking a loss. I'm either not getting the max that I could get for this phone, or you not getting the max you could get for the bike. See, so trading in our system, which is a bidding system, we get bids from buyers. When we're ready to buy our new car, we get bids from dealerships. The chances of a dealership winning the bid because they're going to sell us the car we want lower than every other dealership, and winning the bid to buy our old car is almost impossible. It's almost impossible. So you're going to not just beat every dealership that's selling the same product as you, but you're also going to beat all the online buyers that are trying to buy cars, the Carvanas, the people I just mentioned. You're beating them too? Oh, you're going to be out of business soon. They can't burn the candle from both ends. So what we do, this is called timing our transaction. We're going to sell to the highest bidder. We're going to buy from the lowest bidder. So what we've had many times is we've had people who go pick up their brand new car from the dealer who won the bid. And then after that, they go drop off their old car at CarMax and get their check. Or they do the old car first and then go pick up the new car. Because they're giving me 2 or 3,000 more than a dealer would have given me on trade. I'm going to go get my $3,000 more here, and then I'll come and I'll buy the car from you. This is how we maximize the transactions, y'all. This is how we make sure at the end of the transaction, we haven't left any money out of it. We have to get bids for every part of it. We talked earlier in the broadcast about getting bids from banks. If you just missed it, if you just hopped on, you missed me talking about the bank bidding war, the process that the credit bureaus allow us to shop our rates within a 45-day period, an unlimited amount of times, and at the end of that period, it only weighs on our score like one hard inquiry. This is, y'all got to use this. Until you use this, you ain't seeing the real money. Until you actually use what I'm telling y'all, you haven't seen the real money yet. You haven't seen the real money in the car deal. You haven't seen how overpriced some dealers are. So you have to use this in order to see how much money is in these processes. But that's how much you're giving to banks by not shopping them, by just saying, oh, that's my bank. I'm going to go with my credit union. And then not shopping them, not giving them an offer, not letting someone else get a chance to bid against them. That's a mistake. You're not my friend. Listen, ladies, gentlemen, these banks aren't our friends. These banks wouldn't do business with us if they didn't make money on us. They're not our friend. Oh, I've been banking there for years. They love me. They don't love you. They love the money they make on us. So we have to be as diligent as they are. I'm gonna see if you're giving me you're giving me 6.29. Let me see who can beat it. All right, I'm glad. Yeah, I've been doing business with y'all. I love y'all. But if somebody else could give me a rate that's half a point less than you, or a point less than you, or 2 points, then I will be giving them that business. Why would I pay you an extra $1,000 in interest? No. So we get bids for everything. And that's how we guarantee that we save the money we're saving. That's how we're able to do this. Can't lose when you're getting bids. We commit to them, but they don't commit to us. Absolutely. Well said. Absolutely. They don't commit to us. They are committed to, they don't even want us shopping their competition. No, none of these banks, dealerships, they don't want us shopping their competition, because that's when we save money. We save money when we shop competition, and we save it easier. Shopping competition is the easiest way to save when you're doing it right, like I'm telling you to do it. It's the easiest way to save. You forget negotiating, forget, oh, take off another 1,000, no. Listen, I'll call you back. I'm going to get a couple more offers if you're talking to them. If you're using what's in my book, you ain't talking to nobody, because my scripts is in there. I cannot tell you everything to say and you remember it here on a broadcast. But inside my book, Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, Avoiding Dealerships, you have all my scripts, you have all my templates, all the websites I use, because I want you to go direct to the dealer's websites. I don't want you going to a third-party website that's going to sell your information. We also always get a Google Voice. That's in there too. You want to get a Google Voice number, and you want to get another Gmail. This is going to be your shopping email. Sean, we're going to have a shopping email. You're going to get a shopping email, because when you see how we contact dealers and how we look at our deals, you're going to see we can't have all of these dealers in our personal inbox. Now we looking through our daggone work emails and then our personal emails, and now we got some car emails in here, and no, it's a mess. We can't win like that. So we always set up a personal shopping email, a Google Voice number, so we can screen calls, so that dealers aren't, who's been at work or somewhere, and they pick up their phone and, hey, this is Alan from over at ABC Jeep Dodge. You were here the other day. I'm just calling to check in. Nah, I can't really talk right now. We don't get those calls. When you set up a Google Voice, I don't want no secret calls, no pop-up calls from car salesmen. We are here to shop online, and we are here to shop online by not saying anything. The more we say, the less we save. Remember that. We're gonna brand that one, okay? The more we say, the less we save. Doesn't matter what time of the month you shop. No, I talked earlier about the 2 dates inside the book and you know, on my videos, you'll hear me talk about the 2 dates. 2 most important dates you must know when you're shopping for a car is what's my as soon as date. That's the date I can make a deal. You're not in the market. Don't even look at cars. Don't get offers. Don't look at deals. Don't have somebody work you up a deal until you can accept it. Now, you might say, Deshaun, well, that's tomorrow. Like, I could accept a deal today. Perfect. That's your no later. I mean, that's your as soon as date. Now, your next date is your no later than date. That's the deadline. That's like, Deshaun, I go back to work on, you know, June 1st. I got to have a car by May 31st. Perfect. That's your no later than date. Now, in between those 2 dates is your shopping timeline. That could be a month, that could be a year, could be a week, but that's the timeline we have to watch offers and say no. And say no. You want to be able to watch offers because offers change. You know, when I was shopping for my Infinity truck, pre-owned one, I saw the price trends. One of the things that I'm going to show you when you learn to shop used cars the way I want you to shop, you're going to see the price trends. You're going to see the low side of the market and the high side. I noticed the low side of that market is 22,000 and the high side is 31,000. So now I'm looking because our goal is to buy, remember this, y'all, below market value. Forget market value. These words that people use are expensive words. I'm never interested in market value. The only time I'm interested in market value is knowing it so I can make sure I'm buying below it. You see what I'm saying? You don't want market value. You want below market value. And so that's when we're shopping for a used car, we're looking at those things. I'm showing you first when we open up the marketplaces, how to see the low side of the market and the high side so we can identify the low and we can make sure that everything we're targeting is the low. Didn't realize I was in a live stream. Not looking to purchase a car right now. Awesome. Well, we'll be here. Listen, this is a mission we are on, and we've been on this mission heavy since 2021. And you know, I mean, thank God we've built up, you know, 2 million followers over all these platforms. You guys continue to follow. You guys continue to subscribe. You continue to engage. And you continue to get value out of the information. What I hold myself accountable to is the results you get. I don't care. Everyone knows I could get car deals. I'm not sitting here on no live to convince y'all I could get car deals. Everybody's probably like, man, this guy looks like he knows how to get car deals. I'm concerned with you. I'm concerned with people like who use what I teach. And once I saw that people who use what I teach to get the same results, look, this is Vincent. Vincent got a 3-year-old Lincoln Corsair. He got it back in January. Less than 45,000 miles, clean Carfax. We'll talk in future broadcasts about how we get free Carfaxes, what's on the Carfax. You'll see that many times the Carfax has the window sticker. Carfax has the original window sticker for certain brands. And we use that original window sticker to see all the equipment that's in the car and to see what the real price is. We need to know, one of the most important things on a used car, y'all, we got to know what was the original price. I bought that pre-owned Infinity truck. They were asking 31 for it, but it was another one that was asking about the same price and they looked the same. When I pulled the original window sticker, I saw that this one I ended up getting was 54 originally, 54,000 and change. It's like an edition 30. It has all the special trims on it, has special rims, everything. And then the other one was a standard one. It was like $48,000 one. So once I saw all of them and I saw, wait, this one's 48 brand new, this one was 46 brand new, but this one's 54 and change. Y'all see how that helped me identify that was the best deal? See, and many times, I'm just being honest with you, if this car was 32 and the other similar car was 31, many of you would have picked the 31 because you'd have said, oh, it's 1,000 less. But you don't realize it's 1,000 less, but that one that's 1,000 more gets me $6,000 more of equipment. That's why knowing the original price of the car is critical. You can't choose the right car without seeing that. So this is what we do. And you see what he said. Look, he said, going back to Vincent's post here of his Lincoln he got, he said, my goal, I was targeting a 30 to 35% off discount of MSRP. You see how he talks different? See how he sound like me? Shopping for a pre-owned car, but what is he looking at? I'm targeting this much discount off original MSRP. See, this is not how we've been taught to shop. Pre-owned cars, we must know what it costs originally. I don't care what you're asking for it. I don't care what the market value is for it. What was it originally? And that's going to tell me how much discount I'm getting. 2020, 2022, 2020, all through the pandemic, unfortunately, people were buying used cars, paying the same price as the car when it was new. People were buying Toyota Camrys for $29,000 that was $20,000 brand new. Had they known this, hey, I need to know, what was this car originally priced at? Well, it was 29. Wait a minute, and you're asking 29? See, we call this true value. In the book, I call this the true value percentage. You must know it. He ended up getting a 43% discount. So that's how you want to shop. For you, these, of course, I could get great car deals. But y'all, this ain't rocket science. When you learn to shop from home, when you learn to look at multiple options, when you learn to put dealers against each other, when you learn to put banks against each other, you're going to sit at home and you're going to save thousands of dollars. You know what? That's how you buy everything else. We could sit here online and we could buy TVs on Walmart.com, on Amazon.com. We know we're going to pay the best? We're going to get the best deal because we know. I'm going to look at all these options and I'm going to pick the best one. But only with a car do we go into one place and go back and forth with one guy. You get what I'm saying? If you think about it, it doesn't even make sense, right? It doesn't even make sense the way we car shop, because the way you car shop is not like the way you shop for anything else in this world. And all I want you to do is stop shopping like that. That's all I want y'all to do. Stop shopping like that. And here's the next thing. Start shopping for cars the way you shop for everything else in this world. And you're going to be, oh, man, you know what? When I shop for cars this way, Deshaun, it feels like when I shop for groceries. It feels like when I shop for other things. I'm comparing correct. And you're going to love it. I promise you. We got enough people that have started using what we teach. We've been doing this for 2.5 years now to see the transformation is incredible. People just like, man, I can't believe I never knew that this existed. So I compare oatmeal. Exactly, Dave. Listen, everything. You get what I'm saying? We literally have price confidence by comparison. You know what? And look, y'all will see these Carvana commercials, right? Y'all ever see the Carvana commercials that says we have 50,000 cars for you to choose from? Y'all ever see those commercials? You could choose from 50,000 cars, right? I'm gonna tell you what that is and why you never fall for that. They're trying to win your business based on variety. But variety does not drive down prices. Competition drives down prices. So whenever you hear, we have 50,000 cars for you to choose from, here's what I want you to think of. If you walked into the Dorito factory and you were able to see every single flavor of Dorito they make, we have 200 flavors. I didn't even know y'all had 200 flavors. Yeah, like we don't have them all in store, but in the factory, we have 200 different flavors of Doritos. Really, that's amazing. They're all $7.99 a bag. Wait, how do you mean? Wait, if I go to the store, the Doritos are $3.99. They're $2.99. Yeah, but not here. Because there's no competition. There is no Lay's. There is no, Hers. It's only Doritos here. So whenever you're looking at variety from one company, there's no competition. They're not competing with themselves. So every way they price their car, they don't mind you looking around. Take a look. We got so many cars to choose from. You'll find something. But everything that you find is not competitively priced. The only way we're competing is when we know we're shopping, when you're about to go visit someone else. You're about to go see someone else. That same blue Camry that you want here, you're about to go look at another blue Camry somewhere else. You should be doing all of this online, never in person. So this is what drives down prices, y'all. Never variety. Forget these dealers that say, "Oh, I got 10,000 cars." Does not matter. In order for me to make sure that I'm paying thousands less, I must shop your competition. I don't care about your variety. When I shop your competition, I'll find the best offer. And it's going to get easy. It's going to get very easy for y'all. So, all right. So, let's do a couple more questions and we'll get ready to wrap. DeShansBook.com for everybody. It's just somebody confirm that we are showing the 75% off price. Sometimes I get a message that is showing the full price. Make sure you could get your 75% off. Scan the QR code. Everything that I teach is in my book. We just put it out. 75% off is the book launch special. It's called Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. It's a digital book. You could download it and use it right now. And if you're on TikTok or Instagram, you could just go to my Instagram bio or my TikTok bio. Okay, thank you, Camry. Show 75% off. All right, perfect. Went to 7 dealerships before I found the price in the car for my daughter. Wonderful. My wife was mad at me. Now, that's because that sucks. And the time that you put into that, I get it. But to save money, I don't blame you. If you got to what you needed, it was worth it. But I want you to get to the point where you could do this from home. You could have did it with phone calls. If you use my way in the book, we do everything online through computers. But I rather you not drive to place. That's just you don't have to do it. If you had to do it to get multiple offers, then I would tell you, man, you got to drive to multiple places. But you don't have to. You can do this by phone. Ask for a sales manager, or if you don't want to talk to anybody at all, you can use my way in my book where we do it all by computers. I'll tell you exactly what to say, what to type, what they're going to say. You got all the responses. Everything is scripted out for you. DMV good, and they treat you like gold when car goes in for service. Oh, I didn't see. Okay, I missed that. How much does credit really matter? Credit profile matters. If you're looking for a car loan, it's not always score though. It's more profile. So I always say if you have a car payment that you're paying, sometimes the world could be crashing down around you. You got late credit cards, but if the bank sees you've been paying your car payment on time, they'll sometimes give you the loan. They'll sometimes approve the lease. So, some people might have a lower credit score and low sixes, but they have a solid payment history on their cars and they get approved. Another thing is if you have a high score, sometimes you don't need, score and payment history are probably the 2 biggest indicators. Payment history being what I just talked about, and score being score. Because those 2 things weigh heavily on the decision. Now, then you have things under that. You have things like your job. How long have you been on the job? How is it a new job? Is it you self-employed or are you employed, with a company? Have you filed your tax returns so that you can have proof of income? Because all of this comes into account with your profile. So if you have a strong credit score, sometimes you could get away with not having a previous car loan. If you have a strong credit score but you have a previous car loan but you don't have proof of income, sometimes that's okay because your credit score is strong. Now if your credit score is not strong, then you want to have these other things in line, proof of income. So when you look at, how long I've been living here, what I do for a living, credit score, income, the amount of money you make, that's a part of the profile. Somebody that makes $36,000, compared to somebody that makes $300,000, that's a different profile. So those are the three things that matter. But if I would, I mean, those are the things that matter. But if I was to tell you to work on any one thing, it would be your credit score. It would be get with Shonda Martin. Shonda Martin's on every social media platform that y'all are on right now. Shonda Martin. Her page is called Road to 750 Plus. And then just follow what she teaches and you know, I mean, the stuff that she's taught me, I've used. It's raised my credit score at least 80 points. Just the things she knows about credit that, you know, just go follow her. But yeah, it's about profile more than just score. It's about profile. Um, should a person get extended warranty on a vehicle? If a vehicle has high repairs, high cost of repairs, expensive parts, then certainly. But you want to make sure you're getting a quality extended warranty. I will get it from the manufacturer. If you're buying from an aftermarket company, I talk about this in my book too. You better be looking at tons of reviews. These companies go out of business a lot. You don't want to have a contract with a company that's going out of business. You got to be careful. And I would try to avoid buying from an aftermarket company unless they have just hundreds and hundreds of reviews, lots of high ratings, and they've been around for a long time. But yeah, if a vehicle doesn't have a lot of high cost of ownership and repairs, then I wouldn't get the warranty. If it's something that is very easy or inexpensive to maintain, I wouldn't get a warranty for it. How to avoid as is lemons. You want to make sure you're checking the history of the car. 4 things we check when we're buying a pre-owned car: title. What's the type of title? Is it a rental? Is it a ex-loaner car? Is it a salvage title? Is it frame damage? Total lost vehicle? You know, that's the first thing. Then we go down to accident history. I mean, we go to service records. Service records are a huge indicator. Any used car you get, y'all, I'm never going to recommend you buy a used car without teaching you how to look at service records and make sure that the previous owner or owners took care of the car. Third thing is accident history. Third thing is accident history. And then what we're going to do before we do all of this, we're going to check the car online, and we're gonna type in. I do something called a reliability and a longevity check. That takes 3 minutes. We go right to Google. We type in the year, make, model, reliability, the year, make, model, longevity, and that's going to tell us if there's transmission issues at 80,000 miles. We'll see it on there. We'll see it in one of these websites. If there's head gaskets issues, if there's electrical issues, we'll see it. So those 4 things that I just told you to do, boundaries. See, you protect yourself by having boundaries. I want you to use those boundaries, and you're going to find it. Does it prevent the possibility of you ever having a limit or getting a limit? No, it doesn't. Does it dramatically reduce it? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And that's all we can do. There are no guarantees in life. What I want you to do is have a plan that allows you to protect yourself. And then, you know, in the worst case scenario, something bad happens, you know, this was just a bad event. But it wasn't an event because I didn't know what I was doing. It's not something that happened because I bought a bad car, or I bought a car over my budget, or I bought a car that didn't have a quality history. That's why I'm having problems with this thing. So that's what you're saying now. If you know, some of you may be experiencing that now. Dag, if I would have knew all of this about how to make sure I got a good car, how to make sure that I got the right price, I wouldn't be in this issue. That's what you're saying now. But I want you to be on the opposite side of that. And just knowing what to do will put you on that. So just follow those steps. If you follow those steps, you're good. You don't have to worry about getting a limit. What fees not to pay for? Well, on a purchase, we only pay taxes, documentation fee, and documentation fee, and motor vehicle fees. On a purchase, that's all we're going to pay. Now, there is a destination charge for new cars that comes on the window sticker. That's to get the car from the factory where it's built to the dealership. So that's built into the price of the car. But those are the real fees. When we get into leasing, you got acquisition fee that's built in. We don't pay attention to fees when we lease because we're comparing percentages. When what I teach you how to do, this is all in the book, by the way. Everybody who got their book, shout out to you. DeShansBook.com. Get your 75% offer. Download my new book, Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. It's all in there. When you are hold on. Okay. So sometimes I read the comments at the same time I'm talking and I forget what I was saying because we just going from subject to subject. So it was somebody asking about lease, what fees not to pay. That's what it is. Yeah, when we are shopping for a lease, we are comparing percentages. So how we compare lease offers, first month's payment divided into the MSRP. So we are shopping and we're looking at quotes just like this. $450 a month, $45,000 MSRP. $490 a month, $40,000 MSRP. $500 a month, $51,000 MSRP. That's how we get our lease quotes. No money down. We're literally just showing that's literally first month's payment only out of pocket, right? So when we divide those payments into the MSRP, we get a percentage. And that's where the 1% rule came from. The 1% rule has been around for decades. It's if you leased a car for 1% of the MSRP or less, it was a steal. There was no need to question the deal. Like, get out of there before they change their mind. You stole the car. Now, I found that we knew about the 1% rule, but there was no rule for bad lease deals because I watched people as I made videos and I watched people saying, yeah, Deshaun, I'm leasing, but I saw people getting leases that were trash, overpaying for leases, which defeats the whole purpose of a lease. If you overpay for it, you might as well should have not have did it. Now I'm like, we got to come up with a barrier. We got to come up with a boundary to where if your lease is above this, you paid too much for it. That is a bad lease program. You should not be leasing a car paying that much over 3 years. And that's where the 1.5% rule came from. When you add up all the payments, you'll see you're paying X percentage of the car. And when you go higher than that, it's too much money for a car we're giving back. Some people are paying more for their lease than they would have paid naturally just buying the car and letting it depreciate, just because they don't understand that. So that's where the 1.5% rule came from. Does the 1% rule apply with these current interest rates? KM, let me show you some. You can't see it because you're not on TikTok, you're not on Instagram. If you were on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, you would see what I'm sharing right now. Somebody just asked, does the 1% rule apply? And they've been asking, y'all been asking me that really since I started talking about it. Y'all been asking me, does the 1.5% rule? We do this. This is Greg. Got his vehicle in February. The vehicle is $56,275. It is a Kia EV6 Wind with the tech package. His payment is $527 a month. So before this and before you saw, here's Kimberly. Kimberly's vehicle is $91,761. Her Maserati. Her lease payment is $944 a month. 1.09%. Now, out of all of my members, we have probably 1,400 members, 1,500 in Cars from Home University. These two have gotten the best leases because the program was there. In order to have a lease be a 1% or in the low 1%, you got to have an incredible lease program. We don't know what it's going to be. She didn't know it was going to be a 1% lease before she shopped it. Greg didn't know it was going to be 1%. We go in saying if I could get 1.2%, 1.25, that's good value. You're gonna see that's what I teach in the book. I go in if I could get 1.25, that's good value. Up to 1.5 is still good value. But in order, we don't know what it's going to be until we shop. Some people are getting 1.2, some people are getting 1.1. But when you got a dealer that's giving you a huge discount, like Kimberly got, you got a good lease program on the 2023, which she got, and she got, it all things. In order to leave with your best lease deal, you need a huge discount from the dealer. You need them to discount the car the most they can. If they have any rebates, you need them to give them to you, and then you need them to make sure they're not marking up the money factor. And then you that's what comes into a lease. And there's no way for you to get this unless you're shopping competitively. She never saved 20 grand without shopping competitively. So yes, the deals are out here. They've been out here. We've been making deals all through the pandemic, y'all. The deals are out here now. But for those of you who don't want to shop the new way, you want to stay in that old way of shopping, that one-to-one way of shopping. Nah, ain't no deals out here. Ain't no deals out here. It's nothing out here. Everything's overpriced. 1% of MSRP. Yep, you got it. 1% of MSRP. And that's been around for years. The 1% rule has been around for years. All right, so there we have it, y'all. We went over a lot. I'll be back for another hour very soon. If you're on our email list or if you're subscribed to our channels, you will get notifications of when we go live so you can hop on. Everybody who's shopping for a car, I want to make sure that I'm with you to make sure you have the guidance, to make sure you know the strategies, know where the hidden money is, and you save all the money that you're supposed to save, every dime of it. So you can get my book for $24. That's 75% off for our launch. Just came out. It's called Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. You can click on see that picture of me on the top of TikTok. Click that. If you're on Instagram, click that picture of me on the top and click that website at the top of my profile. And you'll see a link there that says 75% off my new book. Get your copy, use it, so that way you don't have to remember or try to remember everything that we just went over. Because I know some of you are like, Deshaun, man, we just went from a lot of subjects. We're answering all types of questions. If you don't want to remember that, you can have it right in your hand at 75% off. Or you can go to Deshaun'sBook.com or just scan the QR code and get your 75% off. So always a pleasure. No, matter of fact, I'm gonna show you this. And Rain, let me show you this before you leave, before I jump off. You can't even see it, Rain. If you go to any of these other platforms and you watch the replay, you'll see it. She said, I can't tell if it's a man or, oh, no, it's a guy. He said, I've been trying to get a Telluride for years, but the markups are crazy. Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this right now. And this is what I tell y'all when I say that to those who are shopping the old way, to those with old strategy or no strategy, ain't no deals out here. But to those who are like, Deshaun, I want to learn, I want to use this way to shop, oh, deals are out there. Deals are out here. I'm just going to snatch a couple people I could find that I know have gotten Tellurides, and I want to see. I want you to see what they're paying. Hold on. So this is a $54,000 MSRP. Hold on. Okay, this is Bonita. So this is Bonita. Now, here's what's crazy about Bonita. She got her Telluride middle of the pandemic. See, we were out here getting these deals when it was blood in the street. Look, hold on. I had to go to the Facebook group, snatch the screenshot, find it, snatch the screenshot, and then come back here and show y'all. So this is Bonita's. She got this. Look at the date. She posted it when she got it. 2023 Kia Telluride. She got it December 2022. $600 a month. And look, I put down 600, and her payments was 600 a month. At the same time, there were people paying $800, $900, $1,000 a month for a Telluride. She drove off with $600. Same thing with the Palisade. Somebody just got a Palisade. Those are two nice vehicles. They're two popular vehicles, and what that means is there were several people charging crazy money to get for people who wanted to get them. Here's one right here. I'm gonna show y'all this deal on the Palisade. Like, this is why, see, I get to work with hundreds of people in Cars from Home University, my video library. I get to work with them. I get to see the deals. So whenever people tell me there's no deals, they don't know. Y'all, I'm seeing deals. My members, they post their deals 2-3 times a week. Sometimes I'm seeing different deals from every part of the country. So when people say there's no deals, it's just you don't know how to get them. And if you will be humble and say, man, I don't know how to get deals. I don't know how to find deals. I need to learn how to get them, then you'll be fine. But don't say there's no deals out here, because now you're just closing yourself off. Here's another. This is Charles. Look at the date. March 1st. Got a Hyundai Palisade. Look, 35 dealers. I told y'all what I teach y'all. 25 to 5. 25 dealers get you 5 quotes. Charles went a little further. He connected with 35. That must mean the way I teach you to connect with them is easy. If he went from 25 to 35 like that, that must mean the way I teach you to connect with these dealers is easy, when he could just bump it up to another 10. But look, the offers he got ranged from, look, I reached out to 35 Hyundai dealers and got back 10 quotes. The offers range from 1.23 to 1.66%. That's what I'm telling y'all about how different the offers are going to be. I see you. Thank you, AquaWorks. You're going to enjoy that book. Use it. So when you've gotten your offers correctly, you see the spread. You've never gotten your offers correctly if you say, oh, I got 5 offers, they're all the same. Every dealer is different. You know you've shot correctly when you see this spread like Charles is laying out right here. 1.23% to 1.66% of MSRP. I'm a high mileage driver, so he was price conscious. After counter offering, which is what I teach. In fact, I have in the book a calculator that I invented that you put your offers in to it, and it spits out the counter offer that you're going to email to the dealer. So you cannot close a deal without a counter. We just do this without talking. See, nobody ever said you had to counter verbally, but we counter by email. Look, I never thought I'd be able to afford a car that's almost $50,000. Look at this. $597 a month. MSRP was $48,595 on his Hyundai Palisade. His quote was $597 a month. Y'all, do y'all realize Hyundai Palisades, people out here buying them right now, $48,000 vehicles. Y'all realize with taxes and fees, that's about a $1,000 a month payment for 5 years, $900 payment a month for 6 years. He's paying $597. All in my book. This is what I want you to learn. I want you to learn how to shop this way. This is what I'm talking about in these live streams. This is what I'm talking about in my book. This is what I'm talking about in all my videos that I post. It's learning to shop this way. Okay? Competitively, putting dealers against each other, making them bid for your business. You're going to save thousands and thousands of dollars way easier. So get your book. I just wanted to show y'all that because he had mentioned the Telluride. So I said, let me pull up a Telluride deal. Let me pull up a Palisade deal to show you whatever car you think, yo, it's no deals out there. They're telling you that. We getting them all. We getting them all. Doesn't matter. Luxury cars. I had Crystal just got her Porsche Macan. She said, Deshaun, dealers were charging me the same price that I'm paying now to that I'm leaving with. I forget how she said it. She said, before I came in, they were charging me that to lease. I think they were charging her $1,300 a month on her Porsche. And she ended up coming in and getting it for like 9 something. All stuff you'll see. You know, I just don't want to keep pulling these, but as this is what we do. I would take y'all into for one day when I come on live, I'll take you straight into our Facebook group where we share all of these deals and just show y'all just a bunch of deals. Like they're everywhere. So if you're on TikTok, go to my TikTok bio, get your book while it's 75% off. If you're watching this, then the 75% off should still be active. Just go click my TikTok bio, click that website in my TikTok bio, click the website in my Instagram bio, and get your copy. If you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, just scan the QR code on the screen. Let me put it back up. Or you could go to Deshaun'sBook.com and get your 75% off. So with that said, I will see y'all in the next hour. Congrats to everybody that got a book. Thank you for being here. Thank you for learning with me. Thank you for engaging. We got a lot more coming. We're just getting started. So stay tuned. I will see y'all soon. Somebody just said they're paying $730 for the same car. So that same Hyundai Palisade that this person's paying $597 for, they're paying $730. That sucks.